SJ. Welcome to Mvskoke Radio, your weekly source for tribal and community news, interesting guests and discussions, plus a local events calendar.
Darren DeLaune. Welcome to Mvskoke Radio 1240 The Brew. We're going to take a little, I'm giving Gary Fife a little break today. Told him to take the day off, so hopefully he's listening and relaxing. We want to start off, we got a little promotion going on at Mvskoke Media, where my department's at. It is our back to school contest giveaway. And the requirements are, hopefully you are listening to me this morning, and you're listening for a key word to be announced at any time during the broadcast. And the reason why is we're giving away two backpacks full of brand new school supplies. So for one boy and one girl. So the object is you need to listen to what I'm going to announce anytime throughout the show today. First listeners to comment on the post with the key word and the choice boy or girl will be considered the winners. And the winners will be announced at 12 p.m. on, well, of course, at noon today and following this broadcast. So per listener, double entries will not be considered. And the key word is, you'll just have to wait for a little while. So we'll just stay tuned to the radio show and just we'll tell you what the key word is going to be. But let's go ahead and start off. We got a great show for you. We are going to be talking to a very good friend of the Mvskoke Creek Nation. A lot of people know him. He's a real great guy. His name is Stephen Long. But a lot of people don't know him as Stephen Long. We all know him as Wotko Long. How are you doing today, Wotko?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, I know you had a little, is this your first time on the radio by any chance?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right, that's perfect. So great thing for us today. Y'all get to listen to Wotko. Talks about what's been going on with him and what he has been up to. So, hey, Wotko, could you tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, I was born here in Okmulgee, back in '51. So long ago, seems like now. Mm-hmm. But as far as you were saying, my name, my English name is Stephen. Mm-hmm. But my dad gave me the name Wotko, which is his clan from way back, and that stuck with me. And I always just tell the people that, well, I'm in the Indian or the world, I'm Wotko. Mm-hmm. I said, but when I'm signing a check, it's Stephen Long. But it's just it's just weird how where you end up in your life as you mature in this world. I never thought I'd be one of the, I guess you could say, well-known Creek singers. I used to always ask my dad if he could teach me the language. Because we were away from it. My dad was a minister, and we traveled a lot, mm-hmm. And never did get to be able to pick up that language, and they were both fluent, and I used to always question that, why it stopped right there. But my dad told me that the English languages are pretty strong, and that, but, we're still fighting, we're not giving up on the language or the songs, and the songs which helped me out make me to understand the language a lot better and to relate with the elders. And my dad always told me that these songs will take you places, and they really have. They really have, all the way up to Utah, L.A., mm-hmm. California, yeah, that was. But I just about back to people back in the years. I was drafted. That was the only lottery I ever won, and. But there were only two songs that I knew, but I asked the Creator that if He'd get me out of this situation, mm-hmm. I said I would like to try to learn all these songs, and well, as you can see, here I am on a radio station, and hopefully be able to sing a couple of songs for you.
Well, we're hoping for that too. Excuse me. Could you tell us? I don't know, maybe if your dad has told you or if anybody else has told you that's taught you these songs, maybe the origins, the origin of these songs that you sing, and I guess like how they how these songs were made. Do you know anything about that?
You know, like, well, I can only, explain how, from my view of what I was taught and what I picked up, is that most of the songs, some of them were composed on the Trail of Tears. It's coming across because the people being in a situation where they had no control of, and that's where most of the songs were composed of. There was one about. It's a story that talks about two girls that were separated on the Trail of Tears, and one started singing, composing a song, and as the people heard it, that song reached all the way up to her sister, and it talks about, wherever you are, I know you'll pray for me, and I'll pray for you. Those situations like that. But there's a lot of stories in every one of these songs, and. But if you get to learn the language, they're more beautiful than just hearing the melody of them.
Mm-hmm. With the I know you say like you prayed to Hizagara about like to get you out of there so you could be able to learn the song. But before that drew you to these songs, what interested you to these songs?
When I, just like everybody, about when we were growing up at church. We were always outside, playing football and all that, just running around at church, and then at wee hours at night. But you could hear the singing inside, and songs, they were embedded in your mind, and they're coming back, and I was really wanting to learn them and to learn what I was singing about, because when I first started singing them, I was just mimicking the words, I didn't know what I was singing. Until nowadays we got translations of the words, and that's helped me out a lot. But I just thank the Creator for those songs, because they are beautiful, and I know that they were more meaningful. I always consider us the watered down version of our ancestors, because they really were really spiritual in those songs. And but if you get to learn the language, they're more powerful and to you and those who know them.
What church did you grow up at?
Like I said, my father was a minister, so we traveled a lot, even out of state. But it was my dad was from around Holdenville area, and there was a Methodist church called Salt Creek. And my mom was raised around here in Okmulgee, Bigasita, just down between here and Morris, and. So I go to both. I try to go to both churches, and I always tell people that is there like in that song that Mary Wells, a singer from way back, she had a song that says, "I have two lovers and I love them just the same." Well, I have two churches and I love them just the same, And I like that though. But I try to support them. Because all churches, native churches, they're really hurting. They're struggling right now. But the doors will never close, even because the Creator said, if there's one or two in my name, He's going to be there with us, and He's there supporting us. And that's just something that grows with you, and then you mature it in your mind, and you start believing it.
Why do you feel that the native churches are struggling?
Oh, yeah. Well, it all boils down to, because we really do live in two worlds, a native world and just a Hitke world, And I didn't really know that until I grew up, and because of all the, like on TV, what we watch is all Anglo, and that's what we were brought up in. And as I got older, I started questioning these things. And now that I see the Western movies, I always ask them, I wonder what the Indians are doing, But they were probably hiding. I don't watch them anymore. I used to be a rifleman, though, when I was young. But that's just stuff that we weren't taught when we was young about our culture, And I just don't know. It's just I'm confused about it myself. But I just know that the Creator, He brought us here for a reason, and we'll iron it out, and we'll be able to figure it out in later years, I guess. Even when I'm gone, but we'll be still struggling with that.
Mm-hmm. Back to the songs. The song that the song that you have learned, are they pretty popular? Or are they still growing, or are we in danger of losing these songs?
There's a lot of popular ones, but it's always boils down to someone that you knew who was singing those when you were growing up, you know, and now they're gone, and those songs, they want to hear them, but the songs, I believe, we're making a comeback, because I have a lot of there's a lot of us elders who are teaching the younger ones, and we can spot some good singers, and we hopefully they'll pass it on. Well, there was in that documentary of Stan Harjo made of "This Could Be the Last Time." There's a part in there where he was talking about he went to a church, a funeral, and the preacher started a song, and it was packed house, and the only one who was singing was the preacher, and he knew that we were losing these songs. And I went to a funeral not too long ago, and when they were passing the view the body as they leave, nobody was singing, and it was a packed house. And being raised this way, my dad always said we got to have these songs, and it's not saying goodbye, but we're going to see each other again. It's a rejoicing time. So I got up, and I looked around real quick, and I seen this one little girl, and I'm about 17 years old. I asked her, I said, will you get up there and sing with me? She goes, yeah. So we got up there, and we went up we started singing, and that was really spiritual for me, to see that little girl get up there and sing them songs with me. A real strong voice, because, being young, I know my voice isn't as strong as it used to be. But, that was real moving for me to have her step up and next to me and sing. But I just thank the Creator for that too.
It's pretty amazing. Like you said, your voice is not as strong as you said it used to be, but it's still significant. I mean, a lot of people do pick it up. I mean, if you were like in the congregation, you could still hear it. That reminds me of my great aunt. Her name is Christine Harjo, and I could hear her. I could pick her voice out. Anybody that was, I mean, if they were singing, and I could know where she was at just by hearing it. So it's an amazing feeling to be able to know that and be able to hear that.
Yeah.
And, I want to take, let's go back a little bit, just a couple months. There was a very significant moment for you, especially during our festival. It was the 42nd annual festival. It was during our, I think it was the Living Legends.
Yeah.
It was, you were honored that night. And the thing I remember about when you were honored is whenever they announced your name to come up to the podium to get your award, almost immediately the people in the audience began singing.
Yeah, that was really moving there. My church, big sister, supporting me, and that was a surprise there. That just made me feel real good, real warm inside, and just knowing that even the ones who passed on, their mothers and fathers were looking down at us, and I just felt good when they sang that song. It's just incredible.
And it was a great thing. I mean, because there was a lot of it was the people that were sitting on the floor that would started singing it. But what I noticed whenever I was looking around is like the people that were in the stands and the bleachers began singing as well.
Yeah, that's right. I know it. Yeah, and it's something that's not taught. We just know that we need to sing with them, because those are beautiful, and it's just I always say we make history when we're still singing them songs with whoever we're with, because they may die out. We don't know, but it's just a good feeling to be able to sing them songs and know what you're singing about.
Yeah, another question I have, in mainstream churches, there are songs for special occasions such as weddings, funerals. Are there Creek hymns, Mvskoke hymns that can serve the same purpose for weddings and funerals as well?
My dad always told me that there was, but they're so old, and he said he doesn't know them, but his ancestors, they knew them all, and even baptism songs, he said he doesn't really know them. That's just that change, I guess. It's just such a big world, because when my dad left and when he was real young and into service and came back, he knew that everything was going to be different, everything was going to be different. But, we struggle on, though. We struggle on.
Where do these songs, the songs that they have, where do they fit in, like, in a Christian and traditional, like, worship practices,
What's that again?
Whenever these songs, these Creek hymns that you have, where do they fit at, with, the worshiping and practices? Is it every day? I mean, can they do it every day?
Yeah, you know what? I always say these songs they can use in our lives today, because that's what it is. It's always, they're encouragement songs. My dad says, to keep going on and never give up. And that's what the life is about. You just should never give up. You should always stand for what you think is right. And our people, when they came across the Trail of Tears, I've always believed that those songs, that's how they were protesting, and probably the Hitchens didn't know that, but that's my belief, is that these songs, that's what they're about. We shouldn't give up. We shouldn't give up and to let them, to treat us this way. Our people are realizing this now. Even like Columbus Day, we're trying to abolish that now, and that's real powerful right there. There's a big changing coming on. There is.
Tell me, like you say, you've been all over pretty much the United States. Tell me some of the areas that you have sung Muskogee hymns besides in Oklahoma.
I think it's, there's a lot in L.A. and in Phoenix, because, when they had that, when they had back in the days, they would get the families to go out to other states to get jobs. But some settled down out there, and that's what surprised me, is that the Creek singing was still out there. I remember in L.A., and it was just funny hearing the Creek songs out there, and I just couldn't believe it. But we sing them a little different, because they lose a lot when they leave, like from Oklahoma. When they go out there, they're a little different, but it's all still the same. It's all still the same. My dad says we're a little different in them songs, but we always somehow manage to come into the end together.
That rolls into my another question. Whenever you say they're a little different, but they're still Muskogee hymns.
Yeah.
Are different tribes singing those Muskogee hymns, or is it the Creeks that are out there?
They do sing some of the Creek songs that the other tribes. Yeah, I think the one that's the national anthem, I always thought that people said was the Hallelujah. Because everybody's just rejoicing because we're going to that one certain place, and that gets people just clapping their hands, But I think nowadays people just, sometimes, I don't know, they just sing them, and there's no feeling to them. You can feel that in some churches, and it's I don't know, it's just sad to see that or to hear that.
With the parts, that men and women sing, are there like differences in those? And whenever for those Muskogee hymns, are they different for men?
Like for women when they sing? No, not really. Not really. It's just we just have to harmonize with the women, because their tone, their level, of voice there. But there's no big difference. No.
All right, this is one thing I want to ask too. Do you have a favorite song? And here's the other part of that question. If you have a favorite, could you sing a little bit of it?
Yeah, I sure would. My dad always, when he was retired minister, I was able to come back to watch my mom and dad leave this world, because I had left my family up in Nevada, and my wife was always telling me, she said, you always wanted to go back and be with the Indian people back here, she goes, now's your chance, because the kids grew up and they're gone, and very good woman. I love her a lot, at a distance, that is. but I love her very much. But she gave me that opportunity, and I came back, and I was, when my dad passed away, he was teaching me the songs. My mom said, I want to teach you the songs too that your dad was teaching you, but I want to sing them the way a man sings them. Mm-hmm. There's a different way that a man sings them, So he used to go out in the front, and he would meditate every morning, and he'd watch that sun come up. And once he was at the boarding school in Bacone, and he said those weren't good times, He said he used to sit. He said every night for a year he'd wake up and look back towards Holdenville way, and knew that's where his mom was, and he would cry himself to sleep. And he used to try to get away and jump on the trains, and he said it would take about a week to get there. But he said by the time he would get there, that government truck would be there, and they would just pick him up, and he would be able to say goodbye to his mom, and they'd bring him back. But I mean, him out there, and he goes, listen to those trains, and he said that whistle is what I used to hear when I was a little boy, and he goes, it brings me back. And there was a certain song he sang it. It's a morning song. It's beautiful. That's the way he sang it. But I want to sing that, and I sing that now myself. But it talks about don't ever give up. Always continue, endeavor, persevere. Always taloan momes komagis always taloan inagalid pian na always taloan inagalid sa pian na always talo momes koma ki always taloan momes koma kis always taloan. Amen. And I hope there was people out there singing with me.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
That was very, very beautiful. Could you please give us the name of that song again? I mean, do you happen to?
I think it's Mvskoke Radio. Yeah. Never give up. We'll make it to that heavenly place. But I always use that in everyday life. I said, don't give up in life. And that's what this song is saying. And I said, you can use it in our daily lives, these songs here. They're so old, but we can still use them. Just like the people who still use those old words from the Bible. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. We live by those. But yeah, I just wanted to say, there's also a friend of mine. I just wanted to say hello to Stephen Dunson. I call him my spiritual man. I seen him change his life around, and trying. It's still a struggle, though. In his life, this is the big struggle. Everybody's struggling. But I just wanted to say hello to him. For we haven't talked in quite a while, but ever since he started changing, we've been communicating with each other, and I just thank the Creator for him too.
Hopefully, he's listening. We've got to
yeah,
today.
I hope so.
Very, very beautiful. Another. Whenever you hear the congregation, sing these hymns, how do you feel?
Man, I tell you, like you said, when I can hear my dad, my uncles. My uncles and my dad is where I get how I sing. I was brought up with them. I remember being a little boy, and they'd be singing these songs on the way down to church and wherever we're going. And I'm glad I witnessed that, and maybe that's just what the Creator had in for me, because there was a lot of times I know I could have been dead, from when I was young, the foolish things that we'd done, and there was a reason for that. So that's why I'm here now, and a little testifying, I guess,
What's next for Wotko Long? I know you stay busy constantly. I know we were trying to get you on here for a while, but you always had events going.
Yeah, there is a lot of traveling going on, and I've been doing a little speaking around in some places, but it's just finally beginning to slow down a little bit because of my age now. Because it's just too bad that what I have now, the knowledge that I have now, I'm at an old age now, and I wished I could have known this when I was younger. It would have been more that I could have done. But I'm still gonna be out there though, slugging away, like that old slogan in the 1970s: "Keep on keeping on." But yeah, I just I want to. There's a lot of places that I go, even in the hospitals. With my dad, that's when my dad said that's the main point where we got to be. I go with David Dunson. He's a minister down Walika way, and we do visits in the nursing homes, and we visit the native people because they want to just be around hearing the songs, and we always. It seems like they're doing time for who they are, they're left behind by their grandkids, and it's really hard to leave them, because when we sing them songs to them, and they just close their eyes or smiling, and but at the same time they're helping us out too, but it's just good to see that. It's just good to see that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. I mean, it feels like you're taking them back to a better time, a happier time, but it's also. Does it feel like a rejuvenation whenever you see them like that too?
It sure is. It sure is. Yeah. Oh man. When I walk out of there, I tell Dave, I said, "Man, it just feels good just to be here." When you walk out, you see them at first, you don't know who they are, and you just know a name. But when you leave, you know another person. But when they go, a whole way of life is going with them, and there's a lot of input that they still need to be putting out, and they can't do it. They're sitting in the nursing home. There's a lot of input that they need to give to people, because they're still alive and they're still pretty sharp in their minds.
We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. But Wotko, I want to thank you again for coming out here. I know you're a very busy man, but being able to tell us about what's been going on, what you've been doing, and especially about your Mvskoke singing.
Yeah.
But I got one more request or one more favor to ask too. If you could just sing one more song, really just for me, I'm going to be selfish, but also for everybody that's listening.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's okay. Would you please sing one more song? And
this is another popular one that we always sing.
Before you do start singing, people, if you are listening, and if you do know this song, feel free to sing along by all means.
Yeah. Because Abba Ketoyat Skawatski Abiyakari Hallelujah Hallelujah. It kenagal ketoyat skawatsi abiyakare Amen.
This is Darren DeLaune with Wotko Long. Wotko, I want to thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be coming back with Roger Johnson from Tourism and Recreation Department, so please stay tuned to Mvskoke Radio.
All right.
I started doing it when I was 11. I wanted to be just like my big brother. And some of my friends were already doing it. We got hooked fast. I just can't get enough. I'm Jacob, and I'm addicted to playing the drums.
There's lots of stuff that makes it cool to be Native. Doing meth isn't one of them. Find something better to do. Check out ncai.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America and the National Congress of American Indians.
One Fire Casino in Okmulgee offers Ladies' Day every Monday with $5 match play, VIP days for seniors on Tuesdays, lunchtime match plays on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and several other great drawings and prizes throughout the weekend. Don't forget to take advantage of spinning the wheel on days to win up to $5,000 cash. Be sure to check out the daily meal specials at Council Oak Cafe. There are exciting monthly giveaways with extravagant prizes. Come to One Fire Casino, where it really is okay to play with fire.
Welcome back to Mvskoke Radio. This is Darren DeLaune, and we just finished listening to Wotko Long sing 2 songs for us. Very, I'm just amazed. I'm still shaken by it. But and another good person, great friend of mine that's going to be in the studio today is Rojer Johnson from Tourism and Recreation. How you doing, Raj?
Doing wicked awesome, man. How are you?
All right, doing great. And as soon as it was kind of funny, everybody, whenever we're at break, Wotko walks out, and Rojer shakes his hand, and the first thing he asked me is like, "How do you follow that?"
No joke, man. How do you follow Wotko Long up, man? I have no pretty songs to give.
So we're gonna do a great thing on another version of helping the Mvskoke people. Rojer Johnson, of course, is the recreation manager for the Tourism and Recreation Department. He's been doing a lot of amazing things. The Mvskoke Creek Nation Dome located within the Clark Cox Omniplex. One of them is Creek Fit, and tell us a little bit about Creek Fit, sir.
Thank you, Darren. Creek Fit is just it's an exercise regimen for us. You know, we've created it from the ground up probably about a year and 8 months ago to be exact, and we're still standing. I still have crazy amount of numbers that come through the door every day. Now we have a weight room. We've added to our weight room. Now we've added to the value of just Creek Fit. We have Creek Fit Walking Strong, and that's to expand the reach amongst like some of the bigger people, some of the people who have like lots and lots of health issues. Say like they're just looking for a low to zero impact exercise regimen. Well, let's get moving. Mm-hmm. And we also started Mini Creek, and that's for the youth. Basically, right now, we're just trying to target our own child care that's on site. It's a little bit more manageable that way. We're running through some trials and errors with it. Nothing negative. We're just trying to buff out our own bugs. After that, we're looking to expand, and by the end of this calendar year, we're looking to expand Creek Fit into at least 2 other communities inside our jurisdiction.
Let's talk more about Walking Strong a little bit. With a lot of people that did try out Creek Fit, some of them did might have felt a little bit overwhelmed, you kind of jumped into it, but, Walking Strong was kind of like the perfect fit for them, with what it was very low impact, but I mean, it had a significance for the people that were starting out. Could you tell us a little bit more about that, Walking Strong?
Right on, man, definitely. Walking Strong, it's literally kind of what it says. We do mixed, it's not even the warm-up is tiered down quite a bit. The Walking Strong is performed by another recreation employee, Bridget Sparks. Mm-hmm. She does an amazing job.
Yes.
Went over with the protocols with her, what we should do, takeaway, put-ins, vice versa, however you want to put it. It's literally just walking. We go through walking motions, small lateral movements, zero impact. There's no burpees to box jumps to ball slams or anything else like that. They just go at their own pace again, but they push themselves. They do time walks, they do interval walks, so on and so forth, man.
Pretty much Walking Strong, we could say, is kind of like a getting ready. You're getting ready for cricket. Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Is that right?
Yeah, some of them have used it to start their motions, to start their exercise regimen, but there's a lot of people who just feel that's their comfort zone, man. They don't want to get out of it. They just want to sit there, and as long as they're getting some motion in, you see some of them come in there with their pedometers, and they got to get X amount of steps in, and that's great for them, And some people like to just come in, get their walking done, their lunch, and go on about their days, However, whichever. There's people who have double knee replacements in that class. There's people with back issues, hip replacements, sore something, or like everyone else, that comes, not like everyone else, but one of the bigger issues inside of our Native America is diabetes. Mm-hmm. Some people have it, and they're just looking to start something. So it's been an excellent platform to start on, to continue. Whether you acclimate yourself or whether you don't, it's been a great platform to continue on.
Exactly. And that runs on Tuesdays and Thursdays, correct?
Yes, sir. Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon for Creek Fit, Walking Strong. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11:30 or 1 o'clock for Creek Fit. And we do mini Creek Fit Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m.
Yeah, that's going to roll into it. Mini Creek Fit, I seen the inaugural event, that was really fun. That was really, you see a lot of the little kids that's out there at the in that pavilion, enjoying it, loving it. But I noticed you had to change the way you had to, yell directions. You had to do a lot of stuff. But you had to, of course, they're not adults, so their minds are going, their attention spans are a nanosecond. So
if not.
Yeah, exactly. And so tell us a little bit about what made you want to do Mini Creek Fit.
Mini Creek Fit, there's been a lot of times, I'll be honest with you, it's kind of a personal endeavor. Sometimes those stories about kids getting diagnosed, it was recently when I found out a kid was diagnosed at the age of 12. And then it was just like 2 weeks ago when I heard at the age of 4. At the age of 4, a young person, little folks, are diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Now, type 2 diabetes is completely reversible with healthy diet and adequate exercise. So why not start them out young? Let them be active. Kids and the human body alone was made to be active. So teach them young. Now, during my teaching's different and my cues and everything else when we're in a main session at Creek Fit, everybody knows the verbal cues, the visual cues, and everything else. These kids don't.
Yeah.
So the whistle was an indicator. There's a 1 whistle indicator and there's a 2 whistle indicator. Now what that means, I blow the whistle once, it indicates go. Blow the whistle twice, it means stop, break down, hands up in a defensive or athletic position. Listening ears on, talking mouths off. They all know that. They all go through the motions. And they'll even tell on each other, too. They're like, Coach Rod said stop. That was 2 whistles. They get on each other. And it's such a live and vibrant class. And, it's one of those things you get an instant return. Smiles in the faces, the looking at you. They're going through games which are programmed to teach them lateral motion, to teach them their own biomechanics. They're getting all those for the first time, and a lot of them, through the class. Bear crawls, frog jumps. You can always make like a word to movement association, if you will, where you connect those things. And like, oh yeah, I know what that means. We're playing games, we can change the locomotion. They're either running, jumping, crab crawling, or bear crawling, whatever. But they get it. They come in, they have a good time, they're sweating, they leave. Thanks, Coach Raj. High fives for everyone. And it's all about keeping it organized. And we've had a positive rapport with it. We're moving in a positive direction with it. And it's been nothing but amazing,
Now, right now, Mini Creek Fit is it still in a trial version? Or I noticed y'all's, what target area are you getting with the kids? What ages?
Right on, man. We've actually had an age span from 5, like school-age kids. 5 to 12 was the oldest one we had this summer. We're still trying to buff out some details about it because now kids are in school session. Now, the child care kids, those are little bitty kids. You're like 2 to 3 years old. We still want to hit those, but, we're trying to figure out how we can get them transported over. How can we do certain things with them without them going erratic? 2 to 3 years old, they still need a lot of attention and a lot of care, as opposed to coming in and just letting them run wild. So it's definitely a trial version right now, but we're definitely moving forward with it within the next month or 2, or maybe at the turn of the year. There's just a lot of things going on, and we definitely haven't forgot about our youth.
Exactly. Do you see this? You're already seeing Creek Fit expanding, with its numbers. Walking Strong, the same thing. Do you see Mini Creek Fit expanding? And not only when I say expanding from maybe here, but I'm also expanding to other areas throughout the Mvskoke Creek Nation.
Actually, that's an awesome question, Darren. Actually, Creek Fit, the initial endeavor and the initial movement and the point behind all this was to get it going. Let's just establish an exercise regimen for our own. We did that. And now its continuance and now its popularity has grown beyond a tier that I ever thought it could ever grow beyond. Now we're at the point of national level. There are other agencies outside of just tribal America who want a piece of this. There's people from Canada who asked for the platform of it. Is there a curriculum for it? So I've helped them through some things, presented it across several speaking engagements and everything else. So there's multiple tribes who want their own version of our quote unquote Creek Fit.
That That reminds me, there was a conversation we had. I mean, it was a while back.
Yeah.
But it was in when you had to go to Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
And there was I remember you were talking about the night before you had this like little you had a little presentation that you had to do,
Mm-hmm.
and it was you just couldn't get nothing going. But there was something that you did that's very unorthodox.
That's just me.
Yeah, of course, like always. But it got a good rapport, and it engaged the audience. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
My speaking engagement in Oregon was at the Nike compound, actually. It was during the N7 Sport and Recreation Summit, or Sport and Fitness Summit, excuse me. I had a huge brainstorm. Had this whole PowerPoint put together, everything, slides, and it just came monotonous and boring. I was like, man, I'm going to give these folks some lame information. So at a last minute shoot from the hip effort, I was like, I'm just going to teach them what I know, and that's fitness, body movement, and everything else. How can we do it in a group setting? Again, my tenure's been in fitness and boot camps and everything else, so we kind of took that platform, which is Creek Fit, and we took it to Oregon. We presented it at Oregon. We showed them what it was, and everybody was like, "Oh wow!" I mean, if you see it, it literally is no cost. It's budgeting. It literally costs nothing. Well, let me re-say that. It costs the low cost of effort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All you got to do is show up and participate. You know, nobody hates on you. Nobody judges you. Darren, you've been to several sessions. You know that everybody's just as encouraging as can be. You can take one of the biggest people we have being 3+, or you can take one of the tiniest, smallest elite athletes that we have, and everybody gets along. Everybody's encouraging. Sometimes somebody will set back an extra set to help you out. So it's all kind of like created this Creek Fit monster, this big, massive Creek Fit honka. So.
With like you said, whenever I tell people about Creek Fit, it's whether you're a 3+ or the tiniest person. I mean, everybody's going to get along, but everybody's going to suffer.
Yeah.
they got to get through the workout. But the one thing I remember, even with the mini Creek Fit, what I saw was even the kids, like they were saying, even though they were like telling on each other for stopping, they pushed each other.
Oh yeah.
And these are 5-6-year-old kids pushing each other to finish that little workout at the time. And that was amazing, because not only we see the adults do it, but we see kids do it. I'm very, very fortunate to see that. It was amazing to watch it. But we also I also wanted to bring up that wasn't your only time dealing with N7, Nike N7.
No, sir.
What else has been going on? Is there anything in the works with them?
Yeah, actually, we have a huge marketing campaign going on right now for our next event. Now, if you're listening, I would love to have you in class. Any branch, just feel free to come in. We've partnered with Oklahoma City Thunder and N7 again on another endeavor. We're wanting to, or what they proposed to me, is they would like for us to demonstrate a Creek Fit session on the floor of the BOK before the Oklahoma City Thunder game that night. It's a preseason game, but nonetheless a huge platform that I never thought I would be on. So I mean, it's just basically us showing up, throwing down a session proper, showing them what it's about. There's not going to be a huge crowd at the time. Our time slot is from noon to 3 on October 13th. So, and that's a Thursday, but we got a lot of positive rapport and people that want to show up and help us out. I mean, it's basically broadcasting the people and what we do. You know what I mean? It would be completely impossible, if I didn't have any participants, and the participants and people that are just hungry for motion, hungry for exercise. And like you said, they all suffer, but at the same time, they welcome it. A lot of the feedback is, man, we love what we get out of our day. Makes us more productive when we get back at work. We wake up, and the benefits from leading a healthier lifestyle, that's the bonus for them, So we got that going on. There's multimedia outlets coming into fruition for this event. They're coming up. They want to broadcast it. Basically, I just want as many creeks as I can fill this up with. It's a huge highlight for us in our tribe. The program's awesome. For me, it's secondary. The main purpose is highlighting the tribe and the good things that we're doing. Let people know that this is a positive way and this is a positive endeavor. Like you said, the kids picking up each other. Easy for them to dwell on negativity, but man, they get up. You can do it. Come on. So it's just like they're already radiating positivity, and that's a huge, kickback for me, and I love seeing that.
Yeah, that's a big thing for me too, especially like at the end of like Creek Fit. That's what I noticed. I mean, even before the mini Creek Fit and the Walking Strong, at the end of every session, everybody always applauded each other.
Right.
Told each other great job, and hope to see you again, whether it be Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. But that was always good to see. But it also pushed you into doing something on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the people that do Creek Fit. Mm-hmm. I noticed that in the weight room, there's like a little exercise. A list of exercises that the people that Creek Fit can do. Mm-hmm. So pretty much Creek Fit, we could say, is a weekly thing. I mean, it's every day.
Yeah, it's every day.
Yeah, with the type 2 diabetes, that's going around forever. With a lot of people, they freak out whenever if they're being diagnosed, or if they're borderline, or if they're pretty close to getting it.
Yeah,
they feel it's the end of the world. Mm-hmm. Majority of the time, I mean, if not all the time, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you can live with diabetes, and you can maintain it, and you can still live a healthy life, but you have to change. Mm-hmm. Could you tell a little bit more about the people, like maybe if you have if there's a success story, maybe with somebody that might have it,
Definitely, yeah, definitely. First and foremost, if you get diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, don't take it as a life-altering thing. It can be, definitely, for sure, but take it as a challenge. I got to beat this, period. There's got to be something inside that lights that fire, like, I got this, I got to beat this. There's people in place to help you, and we're part of those people. Now, alongside of a testimonial, I have a young lady and a man that have come to Creek Fit, pretty religiously for a while. Mm-hmm. She stepped on the scale. She was under 200. First time she's been under 200 in years, she said. She's off all her diabetic meds, off of all of her high blood pressure medication. And then the same story goes for one of the big homies that kept coming. He kept coming. 30 pounds later, he said his A1C is back to normal. Mm-hmm. His diabetes medication, he literally just flushed it down the toilet. I mean, he's just like, I'm back to normal. I have to work out now. I have to. Even if it's not as rigorous as some of the younger bucks that come through there throwing around a lot of heavy weight. He says, I just got to be in motion. And that's what it's about. Mm-hmm. Traditionally we go back, we were in motion. We were always working, always doing something. And the human body, back to again, it's made for motion. It's made for activity. So why do you think, like, every time you let yourself go or something like that happens, you have all these health problems? Mm-hmm. Somebody's telling you something. Yeah. I made you for a different purpose, you know what I mean? So, and that should be the biggest call out for everybody. Like, man, you get one body in this life. You got to take care of it.
Yeah. There was one picture that me and you talked about too. It was a young lady who, I don't think she did any of your Creek Fit, but she did a lot of work with you. You helped her out quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And there was a picture that she had, and she held up a dumbbell. Yeah. And the dumbbell, I'm gonna say, if I remember right, it was a 40. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a 40-pound dumbbell. And the significance about that was it was how many pounds she lost.
Correct.
I mean, and we all know. I mean, even looking at those lists, all those dumbbells, they're heavy. Mm-hmm. They get heavier, by each one. And that was a 40-pound dumbbell. And mm-hmm. And although she lost it, she picked it up, and it looked like she picked it up with ease. Mm-hmm. That is one of the success stories I tell, even though I have nothing to do with it. And it was just mainly just trying to get people into the dome. Mm-hmm. It was a great always tell because of what this young lady did. I mean, very, very amazed by it. So I hope if she's listening, congratulations. I won't say your name, but again, congratulations. You know who you are.
Yeah, she owned it, man. And you see those people who come in with 50, 60-pound weight loss, and I'm like, now pick it up off the rack. Some are easier than others, but she picks it up and she's like, man, that's so heavy. Now that's what you were carrying around. Mm-hmm. When you put it into perspective for them like that, it's just like, holy smokes, man. I can't believe I lost that much weight. Believe it. That's what hard work and dedication gets you. Mm-hmm. And again, there was a story where she was diabetic. She was gestational diabetes because she had some other health issues going on, mm-hmm. and she reversed them. Motion proves it, man.
Yeah, and I mean, with a lot of people, we know a lot of people that want to jump in there right away, and they don't see the results, mm-hmm. Right away, and some will quit about that. But a lot of people, and I tell them, they got to remember this. It took them a while to get that unhealthy. Mm-hmm. They just sat there for a while. It's going to take a little while to get back into where you want to be. But the thing about it is, I always say, you strive to be perfect, but getting close to it's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
What
People got to understand, though, it's a marathon. It's definitely not a sprint.
Mm-hmm.
There is no magic pill. There's nothing to do. But if you want to get better, you just got to put the miles in, put the work in.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, to segue off of your point there, I mean, you didn't get completely unhealthy and lethargic overnight, but you can make the changes overnight. Quit drinking that pop. Start drinking water.
Yeah.
Start peeling back your sugar a little bit. Start, instead of eating fried foods, bake your food. Little suggestions like that along the way have made huge strides and efforts in people's lives to just simply eat better.
What's going to be going out? What's going on next for Roger Johnson, recreation coordinator? What's going on with at the Mvskoke Dome?
Hostile takeover. No, man.
Tell me what day so I don't have to be there.
Yeah. Basically, we're trying to expand Creek Fit a little bit, meetings now, and trying to expand it into other communities. Basically, just keep on keeping on. Going to add a little bit more recreation elements to it. There's some youth things that we've been working on with a great group of people. Man, you name it, we're trying to expand a little bit. What else can we do to make what we're doing, our endeavor and our direction better, and sometimes when you think you've maxed out, no, there's always a limit. Stay motivated, stay focused, keep going. And so there's a lot of other things I would personally like to see, go on, as well as serving the tribe and serving the nation. So there's a lot of things in my back pocket, and we can talk about those next time I'm on the radio.
Definitely. We wanted to tell Bridget, I mean, she does an amazing job. She's doing wonderful with the Walking Strong, but she's also she does wonderful whenever people that feel maybe intimidated coming to anybody else, but they know they can come to her and talk to her about any fitness thing. So, Bridget, thank you very much. I know for one person in particular who came to her, and she listened and she gave her advice and everything, and it's helped out wonders. So, yeah, Bridget, from that person, she's always told me about what you've done. We want to thank you for that. Hope you are listening this time right now. So, Roger, I want to thank you very much for being here today. I think you're getting ready for a Creek Fit here coming up.
Yeah, here in about 30 minutes, man. This is Roger Johnson telling you, have a good day. Drink plenty of water. Stay away from the gravy. And Jesus loves you.
Roger, thank you very much, man. Take care of yourself, okay?
Right on, sir.
All right. Well, I don't have my technical producer here, so it looks like we might not be going to take a break. But what I will do for everybody is our contest that's going on. The key word is pencil. So if you are listening after the show, you need to go and do what you need to do. Follow the contest requirements, and we hope to see you win that boy or girl backpack. So I want to thank you very much, and I'm hoping that you're listening. We got our technical producer back, so we're going to take a short break, and we'll be coming back with community announcements. So please stay tuned to Mvskoke Radio.
I started doing when I was 11. I wanted to be just like my big brother. And some of my friends were already doing it. We got hooked fast. I just can't get enough. I'm Jacob, and I'm addicted to playing the drums.
There's lots of stuff that makes it cool to be native. Doing meth isn't one of them. Find something better to do. Check out ncai.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America and the National Congress of American Indians.
One Fire Casino Mulgi offers Ladies' Day every Monday with $5 match play, VIP days for seniors on Tuesdays, lunchtime match plays on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and several other great drawings and prizes throughout the weekend. Don't forget to take advantage of spinning the wheel on Sundays to win up to $5,000 cash. Be sure to check out the daily meal specials at Council Oak Cafe. There are exciting monthly giveaways with extravagant prizes. Come and play at One Fire Casino, where it really is okay to play with fire.
Welcome back to Mvskoke Radio. We just got through talking to Recreation Manager Roger Johnson from the Tourism and Recreation Department. Very good interview. Also another very good interview with Wotko Long to hear him singing. It's been a great Mvskoke Radio. Let's go ahead and before the commercial break, I already did the key word for our back to school giveaway for Mvskoke Media. And so hopefully we'll get 2 winners out of that one. Let's go into some community announcements. For the month of August, we have the Jerome Tiger Family Legacy exhibit going on at the Five Civilized Tribes Museum in Mvskoke, Oklahoma. They are featuring the works of not only Jerome, but also his daughter Dana. There's Lisa, Chris, Christy, Lisanne, Johnny Jr., Marcy, and John Mark Tiger. A lot of artists in that family. So please, throughout this month, if you need something to go do that day, go see these people's works. It's amazing. It's very, very beautiful. Next, we have oh man, this is making me hungry already, and I shouldn't. Hopefully Roger's not listening because it's going to be a bad meal. But it's a meat pie sale. It's going on here within the Okmulgee area. It will be on Friday, August 12th, from 11 to 4. The meat pies are $6. They are meat, potatoes, and onions only. You can call or text your order in to 918-758-8639. Please place your order by 6 p.m. on August 11th. So, yeah, please do that. Next one, 6 fundraiser. We have the volleyball and horseshoe tournament. That'll be this weekend, August 13th at the Mvskoke Dome here in Okmulgee. Cost, well, let's just go ahead and, for more information on that, please contact Angela at 918-752-6963 or Carlos at 918-764-0432. Another good one. Indian Taco, August 12th. They will be delivering outside of Okmulgee if they get enough orders. So if you want that, you need to order. It'll be going from 10:45 to 2. Indian tacos are $6. You can contact Amber at 918-716-8032. Christopher at 918-752-4273 or Barbara at 918-759-7409. Next one, another one. This one is a big Indian taco dinner going on this Saturday. It'll be at the Arbika Indian Community Center. It is a fundraiser for the Henrietta Chaos 8 and under softball team. It'll be at 3 o'clock, of course, at the Arbika Indian Community Center. And I do not have a number, so hopefully please show up, and hopefully you'll win at bingo and get you an Indian taco out of that as well. So have a good one on that one. Next one is the Suicide Prevention and Awareness Night at the Ballpark. The first 1,500 fans will receive a Corey Sagar jersey. Nice. Be Tulsa Drillers versus the Arkansas Travelers at One Oak Field. It'll be Thursday, August 25th from 7 to 10, so please come out and support the Tulsa Drillers. The Mvskoke Creek Nation donation contest. Please support our first annual baby shower that will be hosted in November. It'll be win an ice cream social for your program. Program donation boxes are available on request. For more information, please contact Holly Ledford at 918-758-1930. We have the Swing for Education 3rd Annual Benefit Golf Tournament, Friday, September 2nd. For more information on that, please contact Nathan Barnett at 918-732-7754. We've got Healthy Kids and Healthy Families, Incredible Years as a Parent Training Series. For more information, please contact Dayan Dooley at 918-224-9307. And then last one will be the Mvskoke Creek Nation Community Clinic. The community clinic is open from 8 to 12 and 1 to 5, 918-756-5471. They have same-day appointments available. That'll do it for the community announcements. And also we're coming to an end for Mvskoke Radio. We have Wotko Long here, and also Roger Johnson. So for myself, Darren DeLaune, Mvskoke Radio, we want to say a thank you and a mado, and you have a great day.
You've been listening to Mvskoke Radio. Join us again next week for more local, tribal, and community news and updates. Mado.